since 1946.
And we're just a few moments away from game time. The Rams have already taken the field, and Dustin Peck, the young left-hander for the Newton Rams, taking his warm-up tosses. The Rams look like this defensively. It'll be Stephen Hires at first base, Brandon Smith at second. Matt Easterday is the shortstop, Ryan Moon at third base. Around the outfield, it'll be Jarvis Johnson in left, Kerry Gilstrap in center, Doyle Baker in right, Lane Floyd behind the plate, and Dustin Peck on the mound. The Collins Hill Eagles look like this. Their leadoff hitter will be Patrick Wiggins. He'll play right field. Hitting in the number 2 hole, Willie Asbell, the center fielder. Brandon Cromack, the first baseman, hits third. Patrick Sharp, the designated hitter, in the cleanup spot. Trent Westerfield, the left fielder, in the 5 hole. Cody Taylor, the pitcher, hits 6th. Matt Clark, the third baseman, hits 7th. Ben Pendas, the second baseman, hits 8th. And Billy Dooley, the catcher, hits 9th. And Rob Hill is the shortstop. He is the one being designated. The designated hitter will bat for him. My name is Bill Dolan, bringing you the play-by-play, and I'm joined today by a special guest color commentator, a man you've heard on Ram football broadcast before, and as soon as he gets his headsets on, he'll mention something to you. It is the big dog himself, Paul Dailey. And Paul, welcome to a very exciting afternoon of baseball, and looks like it's going to be a good game here.
It's a beautiful day for Ram baseball. Uniforms ready, and look like we're ready for the first pitch.
All right, that's Paul Big Dog Dailey joining me on the broadcast. And Patrick Wiggins, the right fielder, will step into the play box for the Collins Hill Eagles. Dustin Peck is the pitcher, and we're ready for the first pitch of the ball game, and here it comes. Swinging a chopper towards the second baseman. Smitty's got it. Up over to first. One pitch, one out.
Good ground ball there to the second baseman. Not a tough play. Good way to start the ball game off.
And official game start time, 4:54, according to our Armatron watch.
Yeah, calling it a little early coming off the parking lot there, Bill, but nothing like stepping right in and doing a little bit of commentating.
It is a beautiful day. The wind blowing from left to right, so a ball hit up in the air towards right field's got a chance. Willie Asbell, the center fielder, first pitch to him, low and in the dirt. Good stop by Lane Floyd.
Tell you what, Bill, it's probably one of the first baseball games I've seen in several years, and these boys sure are big, and these aluminum bats can make that ball go.
Here's the 1-0, and it's going to be a little bit inside. 2-0 now to Asbell. Asbell is the center fielder for the Eagles. And the next one from Peck, swinging, fouled back and out of play. That'll make the count 2-1.
I hope that didn't go too far back there. I remember there was the white Nissan up there, Bill.
Well, we got to be careful of that, don't we? 2-1 the count to Willie Asbell. 1 out. We're in the first inning. Just underway from Riverside Park. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. And it stays just high. 3-1 the count.
Well, Dustin sure is bringing the ball pretty quick. He's staying pretty high and tight on this player, so he probably got some scouting report. This guy doesn't like the ball inside.
Here's the 3-1. Catches the outside corner at the knees. That'll run the count full to 3-2.
Looks like the wind's blowing kind of to right field, doesn't it, Bill?
Sure does, Paul. Here's the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball down in the dirt. Floyd digs it out. Has trouble getting it. He'll gun down to first and not in time. So on the strikeout, Willie Asbell will reach first base as Lane Floyd had all kinds of trouble digging it out of the dirt, and then his throw pulled Stephen Hires off the bag.
Well, what Lane did there, it came right out of his mitt. He stepped on it, he looked down to find it, and his foot was on top of it. Then he reached back to get it again, and he dropped it when he made the throw, and just a little bit late.
Yeah, we're going to call that a pass ball, since it looked like Lane should have been able to come up with it. Next pitch down in the dirt to Brandon Cromack, the first baseman. Good stop by Floyd that time. Wind blowing really hard now, Paul, if you look out at the flag, bending the flagpole even. Snap throw to first, back in time is Willie Asbell. Dustin Peck has to work around the problem. He threw a breaking ball down low, hit in the dirt. Floyd appeared to have time to throw it and couldn't get it off. Next one inside to Cromack, and count goes to 2-0.
But Dustin sure is keeping the ball inside on these Collins Hills players.
Here's the 2-0. Swing and fouled back and out of play. 2-1 the count. Once again over in net. same area.
I was a little bit fortunate. I got to park out there in the big parking lot, so somebody's really going to have to foul one off badly for me to have an injured car.
Well, I had to bring all the equipment in, so I went ahead and parked up there. I probably should have moved it the way this is starting out. Throw to first again. Back in time is Willie Asbell. Rams coming off that big victory Friday night over Brookwood. Runner goes, pitch up high, throw way high, backing up Brandon Smith, and Lane Floyd launched that one into center field. Give a stolen base to Willie Asbell.
Good fundamentals there by Brandon Smith to be backing up the throw, and also the center fielder Kerry Gilstrap coming up just in case it got over Brandon's head. Just a little bit over anxious. Big throw there by Lane Floyd, just a little bit off the mark.
Appeared as though he was in good shape when he came out. The pitch was high, good pitch to handle, and he just kind of launched it a little bit. 3-1 the count. Pitch, strike called as he catches the outside corner at the knees. The count runs full now, 3-2. Newton Ram baseball. Peck checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swinging a drive to deep right field. Way back. Ball is out of here. 2-0 as that ball hits high in the trees. And it's a 2-run job for Brandon Cromack.
Tell you what, Brandon Cromack didn't need a lot of help from the wind there. That one got high up into the pines and actually bounced off on the pines, and that one may have hit the river if it wasn't for a tree.
Well, I'll tell you, Paul, you could really see that the wind actually did get that one because it got up and it was gone in a hurry. When he first hit it, you could tell it was well hit, but it just all of a sudden just jumped. And once again, that's those aluminum bats that you mentioned earlier. The ball just really jumps off of them a lot harder than off of a wooden bat.
Tell you what, Collins Hills is a rather new school in Gwinnett County, but their football team came around and slipped up and beat us this year, but looks like their baseball team's got some athletes as well.
That'll bring Patrick Sharp to the plate. He's the designated hitter hitting for the shortstop. Dustin's first pitch to him. There's a strike called right down central. No balls and 1 strike. Trent Westerfield, the left fielder, waits on deck. Here's Peck's 0-1. Swing and fouled back and out of play, and Dustin's ahead in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes.
Not being a baseball guru like yourself, Bill, what's the call here?
I think you want to waste one here, maybe a low and away, a breaking ball. Swinging skied to right field. Doyle Baker shields his eyes from the sun, and he'll squeeze it for the out. As Peck came in with the low outside breaking ball, and the hitter flied out to the right fielder.
Tell you, Patrick Sharp didn't even really swing at that ball and still got it out there almost to the warning track, so that wind sure is carrying the ball. And tell you what, a right-handed batter is going to have a tough time trying to get it out of left field today.
It'll take a cannon to pull it to left field, but a fly ball to right field. Like you said, that ball almost jumped. Westerfield hit, swing and a miss as Peck comes in with the heat and blows it by him up around the letters. 0-1 the count. Dustin's next pitch, swinging a shot towards the hole, and it'll be through on into left field for a base hit. Trent Westerfield with a solid single to left field. He's at first now with 2 outs.
Those are the ones you really hate. You just can't do nothing about it. Just got right there between the third and shortstop, and neither one of them had a really good play at it, and just kind of dribbled on out there to Jarvis Johnson, and good single there for the Collins Hill.
Yeah, Brian Moon was playing over closer to the bag at third, and Matt cheating more up towards the middle, so a pretty good-sized hole, and it found its way through. That'll bring up Cody Taylor, the pitcher. He hits with 2 outs. Peck's first pitch to him, down in the dirt. Floyd with a good block. He'll come up and hold the runner at first.
Good play there by Lane Floyd to quickly get his mask off and get to the ball, and actually the pitcher for Collins Hill was still in the batter's box, and he just kind of grabbed him between his legs, and the runner on first base decided not to go anywhere.
Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss, and that one bounces in front. Now they're going to call that one a foul ball, as it just ticked off the bat, and the runner will have to return to first. That is Trent Westerfield. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Collins Hill on top by a deuce via the 2-run blast by Brandon Cromack. Here's the next one, swinging a shot to Easterday. He's got it over to Smitty for the force, and that's going to do it for the Collins Hill Eagles. They do score 2 runs. They did so on one base hit. There were no Ram errors and one runner left on base. We head now to the bottom of the first inning. Your score is Collinsville 2 and Newton coming to bat. You're listening to all the exciting action of Newton Ram baseball coming your way on WGFS AM 1430.
It's Spring Break Monday and back at Riverside Park. Collinsville up on the Newton Rams 2-0. Back with your play-by-play, Bill Dolan.
Thanks very much, Paul Dailey. And here's the way the Newton Rams will hit in their half of the first. Jarvis Johnson, the left fielder, leads off. Ryan Moon, the third baseman, hits second. Kerry Gilstrap, the center fielder, third. Lane Floyd, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Stephen Hires at first base hits fifth. Matt Easterday, the shortstop, in the sixth hole. Doyle Baker, the right fielder, hits seventh. Brandon Smith, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Roderick Henderson, the designated hitter, bats in the 9-hole, batting for Dustin Peck. And what do the Eagles look like defensively, Paul?
Well, in left field, we got Trent Rusterfield. Center field, Willie Asbell. In right field, today will be playing Patrick Wiggins. First place will be Brandon
Cromack.
All
That's
right.
the guy that hit the home run.
Second, that's right. He sure did. Ben Pendaz is playing short. Second, Rob Hill at shortstop. Matt Clark playing third. I guess I wonder if he's related to Will. And pitching today will be Cody Taylor, and doing the catching duties this afternoon will be Mr. Bill Dolan.
Thanks very much, Paul Dailey. And Cody Taylor, kind of a tall, lanky right-hander, appears to throw pretty hard. Looks like he's struggling a little bit during his warm-ups here, so the Rams need to come up there and be a little bit patient, wait for something to hit. And the first one up to hit will be the leadoff hitter, Jarvis Johnson, the left fielder.
And Jarvis is a great athlete. We'd really try to get him out there during football season, but decided not to. Wanted to concentrate a little bit on baseball, and from the games that I've heard this year, he's doing an excellent job.
He is a very good leadoff hitter. He gets on base a lot of ways. He draws the walks, beats out some infield hits, and he has shown some power on occasion. So if he can turn on one, he can get the ball out of here in a hurry, especially with that wind blowing. Rams down by a deuce, but they bat for the first time. Jarvis Johnson hits against Cody Taylor. Here's the first pitch to Jarvis. Down low in the dirt. Good stop by Billy Dooley, the catcher.
Cody Taylor's got really a weird-looking delivery. Looks like he breaks his wrist every time he comes through with the ball, and you usually see that on the curveball, but he's actually doing it on his fastball as well.
1-0 pitch to Jarvis. There's a strike called at the knees on the outside corner. That'll even the count at 1-1.
The kid on the mound for Collinsville, like we said, Cody Taylor's really got a lot of speed there with his pitch.
Here's the 1-1. That's down in the dirt and all the way back to the backstop, and that'll run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Paul, we were talking about that game Friday night. It went extra innings, and in the bottom of the 8th inning, the second baseman for the Rams picked a great time to hit his first home run of the year. He led off on the first pitch and drilled it almost out to the goal post in left field to win it for the Rams, that being Brandon Smith. Here's the 2-1 to Jarvis. Swinging a shot, base hit to right field as he turned on that fastball.
And the right fielder came up with the ball pretty quick. The ball got to the right fielder very fast out there, Patrick Wiggins. Patrick looked like he wanted to throw to first base to Brandon Cromack, but decided not to. Jarvis Johnson has got a lot of speed, and that probably would have been a bad choice on the right fielder's decision. So he decided just to throw it into Ben Pendaz, and good hit there by Jarvis Johnson.
And the Rams with the leadoff hitter aboard. Jarvis with a solid rip. Rams love to run, Paul, so look for something to happen here. Ryan Moon, a good contact hitter at the plate, and Jarvis Johnson with excellent speed, so we may see something happen. Taylor will gun back over to first. Obviously, the Rams and Coach Brassfield's reputation precede them.
Yeah, it looks like Collinsville's done a little bit of scouting on these Rams, especially the top of the order with their quickness.
Runner goes, pitch, swing, base hit, perfect hit and run single. Ryan Moon hit it right where the second baseman was, and that's the way it's drawn up in the book, Paul.
That's an excellent play there. I'm sure that's what it was called, too, hit and run. And it looked like Ryan didn't decide not to come around on the ball, just to place the ball right into where the second baseman, Ben Pendaz, was going to go. But, of course, he had to go cover the bag. Great hit and run job there by the Rams. Good call by Joe Brassfield.
And that'll bring Kerry Gilstrap to the plate. Kerry having an excellent season. Kerry only a sophomore and a tremendous athlete. We've seen him now in 3 sports, football, basketball, and baseball, and he excels in each. Once again, watch for the Rams to do some running. Ryan Moon picked up the tradition that his brother started, that of the delayed steal. he'll take a lead and then wait till the ball actually gets to the plate, and when the catcher looks down, suddenly take off. Good play, especially with a runner on third. Here's the first pitch to Gilstrap, and it's a breaking ball, and it stays just a little bit high.
Well, that looked like a good pitch. Kerry got lucky there. But talking about Kerry Gilstrap, I watched him grow up since the 4th grade, and he's just a tremendous athlete. Out of all the sports, I think basketball by far should be his best sport.
1-0 the count. Snap throw back over to first. Moon diving back in.
But I really can't say that in all fairness, because I really have never really watched him play baseball. But I've heard he's really good in both of those sports, and a tremendous football player as well.
Here's the 1-0 to Gilstrap. Swing fouled right back here, and Moon was off with the pitch.
That one might have got my car there.
I don't think it went that far, Paul.
Oh.
Kind of interesting. You look at some of the shirts and that of the Collins Hill Eagles, and they're very similar to Eastside Eagles. 1-1 the count. Cody Taylor in a first inning jam. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, and that stays high. And there goes the delayed steal. Moon is going to be safe as there was no tag. The ball actually appeared to beat him, Paul, and Ben Pendas kind of got in the way, and he and Ryan Moon collided, and the ball popped out. But Moon would have been out if Pendas could have made a tag.
Yeah, that's right. Ben Pendas kind of just stood up, and he was looking for the ball from the catcher as he was running to second base, and Ryan was trying to get there, and kind of a little bit of a collision, but the ball was there, but the second baseman Ben Pendas just kind of dropped it. Surprised Jarvis Johnson didn't break for home there.
2-1 the count. Runners at second and third. A base hit by Gilstrap cannot the score. Taylor has his sign. Here's the 2-1. Low and away. 3-1. Rams with a chance to get something going here early, Paul.
Yeah, no outs. You got 2 men in scoring position. The Rams are in good position to get a couple on the scoreboard and try to get back even with the Collins Hill.
Now, kind of real interesting. The Collins Hill infield is playing in. Kind of unusual with a 2-0 lead this early in the game. Gilstrap swings and fouls it back, and that runs the count full.
Pretty good pitch there by Cody Taylor, kind of low and away, and Kerry decided to try to jump on it, maybe run it towards right field, but was unable to get it real cleanly and just kind of fouled it off.
Well, it was a tough pitch, and normally a good hitter, if he can fight those off, he can eventually get one he can drive. Kerry looks for that now. Count is full, 3-2. Pickoff play down to second base, and easily back is Ryan Moon.
Tell you, that Moon family's got some players, don't they?
Absolutely, and just great people, too. Brian doing real well down at Southern Union, and he will be going to Kennesaw State next year. Count is full. Here's the pitch to Gilstrap. Chopper towards the shortstop, and they will not get dry. And a boot! And the shortstop, charging hard, tried to come up with it and was thinking about coming home for some strange reason. And as it turns out, I don't think they throw Kerry Gilstrap out on that little chopper, Paul, so the official score is going to give Kerry a base hit on that.
Yeah, the shortstop, Rob Hill, didn't have a play either way. Even he did boot the ball, but I don't think it would have mattered either way. He got enough of his glove on the ball to stop it right there in the side on the infield, but just a little, it looks like a great hit up the middle on the scorebook. Of course, it was just a little dribbler to the shortstop.
But the bottom line is, like you say, he's standing at first base, a runs home, and Rams have runners at the corners for Lane Floyd, the catcher of the Rams. This kid's done a great job this year, Paul. He bats with a chance to do some damage. Ooh, swing and a miss, and he was trying to give the Rams the lead right there.
Yeah, he's got the Craig Biggio Hat Award today. He decided to go with a kind of a rough-looking, dull blue Cousins Rams look from about the 1970s.
0-1 the count. Gilstrap with a lead. Dives back in time as the throw goes over there from Taylor.
I remember stories of Kerry Gilstrap putting on some shows at City Pond during the Newton County Recreation Games, so this is a delight to see him out here playing.
Here's the 0-1 to Lane, all the way back to the backstop. And Gilstrap will go down to second, and Moon will just slide in ahead of the tag. Moon kind of half lollygagging coming home, Paul, was almost out at the plate.
Yeah, I tell you what, if Billy Dooley, the catcher for Collins Hill, would have came up cleanly with the ball and got it back to Cody Taylor, who was covering home. I think Moon would have been out on that play. I don't know if he just got a bad jump on it or what, or a little indecision on whether to come, but luckily he was able to get in there feet first and tie this ball game up.
It almost looked like he thought it was a foul tip, and he was just kind of half coming because he really wasn't going all out, and almost a disaster for the Rams, but fortunately they tie the score. And with a chance to go ahead, Lane Floyd has a duck on a pond at second. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and that's a good pitch by Taylor. Good location, just off the outside part of the plate.
Good pitch. It's really an odd thing that Cody Taylor's doing is he's looking back at Kerry Gilstrap during his wind-up, and that's really strange. Usually you do that before you wind up.
1-2 the count to Lane Floyd. Gilstrap with a lead. Here's the pitch. Floyd fouls it back and stays alive. Fought off a tough pitch that time.
It's really hard to pick up Cody Taylor's ball as it comes out of his hands. Again, he's doing that little break wrist action as it comes off the mound. But the Newton Rams, the top of the lineup, is doing a good job making contact.
Some excellent hitters in this Ram lineup. They know how to make contact. Lane Floyd wants to at least move Gilstrap over to third. Here's the pitch. Oh, almost hits him high and tight, and that'll even the count at 2-2.
Again, the wind shifting again. It's still going towards right, but now as it looks out onto the field, the wind's actually blowing back into back towards home plate.
2-2 the count. Gilstrap will get back as Taylor whirls and fakes the throw as Rob Hill, the shortstop, snuck in behind Kerry, but not enough and no throw. 2-2 the count. Still nobody out. First inning. Rams with a chance to add more. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit outside. Ooh. Lane had to do a lot to take that pitch.
Read in the paper this week, Bill, where Coach Charlie Beverly's team, Milton High School, is number one team in the state this week in Quad A.
Good to see that for Coach Beverly. Really enjoyed working with him in the first couple years I was here. Floyd a shot, but it's foul down the right field line and jumps the fence down by the batting cage.
That one looks like it's going to get the river. It was like one of my little tee shots today. Kind of sliced. Of course, he hooked it. I sliced it from the other side of the plate. But it makes look like it made the river.
About the only good thing we could say about today is the weather was pretty for the golf, wasn't it, Paul? Wind really blowing towards right field now. If Floyd can get one up in the air, he definitely has the power to lose one in the trees. He's launched 4 this season so far. 2-2 still to count, and Cody Taylor will step off.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kerry Gilstrap's causing all kind of confusion for Cody Taylor. He's just kind of playing and jumping back there, and it's kind of messing up Cody Taylor's delivery.
Here's the pitch. Floyd swinging a miss and couldn't come up with the fastball, and that's a big out for Taylor because Lane Floyd unable to advance the runner over to third.
Yeah, good play there by Cody Taylor, running, just throwing the heat, just challenged Lane Floyd there, and looks like Cody Taylor and the Collins Hill Eagles come on top on that particular out.
That'll bring Stephen Hires to the plate. That's a name known to people throughout Newton County, the Hires name. This is the third of 3. He's going, pitch, down low, throw, way high into left field, and Kerry will come around to score on the throwing error. So speed, once again, credit Gilstrap with a stolen base of third, and then a throwing error on the catcher allows him to come all the way around to score.
I tell you, Kerry's going to have to do a little bit better job of looking at Coach Brassfield. He slid into third and just kind of stopped, and Coach Brassfield about had to go there and grab him and tell him to keep running, but the ball was way over the third baseman's head. Good job by the left fielder over there, Trent Westerfield, to back it up, but no play at home.
1-0 the count to Stephen Hires. And now the pitcher, who had started into the stretch, steps off and will go into the full windup, realizing now there is no one on base. Here's the 1-0 to Stephen, swinging a sky to mile high, and the wind's going to carry that one well out of play. Back over the batting cage. That'll even the count at 1-1.
Looks like the official score here in Riverside Park is a little behind. Shouldn't the score be 3-2?
Evidently he missed that last run for the Rams. Scoreboard operator Taking a little nap, perhaps, Paul.
Good day to do it.
Here's the 1-1. Stevens swings and misses at the off-speed pitch. He falls behind 1-2. Well, the Rams got a break. They failed to move the runner up with less than 2 outs, but make that strike 3. I guess I lost a pitch somewhere.
That or a foul tip. I'm not really sure. I was with you, Bill. I thought that was strike 2, but the umpire just kind of looked at him and pointed towards the dugout and told him to go sit down.
And that's the first pitch that the scoreboard had for a ball on the stolen base was a strike. And Matt Easterday takes a strike called on the inside corner. Matt with a big blow Friday night, Paul, as he launched a long home run right out between the flagpole and the light standard, not too far from the Hard Luck Cafe sign out there. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Easterday. A little bit inside on Taylor takes a little bit off on that pitch.
Or if a baseball is like a golf ball, it always goes towards water. And if it is, this is a great field to hit home runs on.
Ooh, and Easterday wings and misses at the high heat. And Taylor shows an excellent fastball.
Yeah, he's got some speed on him. He's got a lot of strength. He's just kind of a tall, lanky kid, so he's got a lot of power with that big body of his.
Next one down low and inside. 2-2 the count. Actually, I think it's 1-2.
Kind of a glare on the scoreboard out there. Kind of hard to see.
Here's the pitch to Matt. Swinging a shot towards, and the shortstop gets a big hop. Hill throws, and that's going to do it for the Newton Rams in their half of the first inning. But they do come up with 3 big runs. They did so on 3 hits. There was 1 error by the Collins Hill Eagles, and nobody left on base. We head now to the top of the second inning. The Newton Rams have gained the lead at 3-2. You're listening to Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
Welcome back live to Riverside Park, where the Rams on top of the Collins Hill Eagles 3-2. Top of the second inning, back with your play-by-play, Bill Dolan.
Thanks very much, Paul Dailey, and really appreciate you helping me out in Kevin Holden's absence here, Paul.
Well, he's kind of filled in for me a few times, so hey, nothing like paying back a favor.
And Matt Clark will lead it off for the Eagles. He'll take a strike right down Ram Drive as Dustin Peck threw the heater.
Ram Drive, huh?
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging. There's a base hit to right field that'll fall in front of Doyle Baker. Oh, and it gets by him and all the way to the wall. And here's Matt Clark rounding first on his way to second. And he'll pull in there on the single and the error by Doyle Baker.
Kind of indecision there by Doyle Baker. He looked like if he would have got a good jump on that ball, he probably could have caught it. He realized he had a play, then he said, I'm just not going to be there. So he decides just to kind of get in front of the ball and try to block it, but it took a little nasty hop and got by him and went all the way to the back, went all the way to the fence, and looks like they're going to call it a single with an error.
And that'll bring Ben Pendas, the second baseman. He bunts, and it's a beauty. And they're going to hold the runner at second, throw to first in time, and Dustin Peck did a great job of bouncing off that mound like a cat and holding Matt Clark at second base.
Tell you what, probably a bad decision there by the runner on second base, because Dustin Peck, he did get to the ball really quickly, but his body was turned the wrong way to make the throw. But a good break for the Rams.
Yeah, I think had Clark broken immediately upon contact, he would have made it. And like you said, it would have been a tough throw for Dustin to make. Swing and a miss by Billy Dooley. Dooley hits now with 1 out and the runner still at second base. Big play by the Rams, though, to keep that runner at second base. Dooley the catcher. Here's, a curveball, and it is a beauty. And Dustin Peck now out in front, 0-2.
Oh, yeah, that was a really good off-speed curveball. He just kind of laid there.
Swing and a drive. Got Jarvis Johnson as the wind blows it in, and Matt Easterday will not catch it as it falls off his glove. Kind of lost what happened out there. It looked like Jarvis had a shot at it, Paul, and then suddenly you saw Matt dive, and it falls harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, Matt tried to make a good play there. It was in the shadows right next to a building where we couldn't really see it, but he reached down like he's getting it out of his glove, but he was getting something out of his glove, and Jarvis Johnson had the ball, so apparently we just kind of missed what happened out there, but nonetheless, it was a foul ball.
That'll keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes on Billy Dooley, the catcher for the Eagles. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss, and he's overmatched by Dustin Peck in the breaking ball.
Oh, Dustin made the boy look silly there. Billy Dooley just was expecting probably a little bit of a fastball, but Dustin Peck threw, again, an off-speed curveball, and Billy Dooley just kind of looked silly there and kind of took a right turn and went right towards the dugout.
That's the second strikeout of the game so far for Dustin Peck. Leadoff hitter, and there's a breaking ball that doesn't come down. Wiggins grounded out on the first pitch to second baseman Brandon Smith back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch, swing and a ground ball, foul down the third base line.
Tell you what, Coach Brassfield and his staff's done a good job of working on the field here. And it was been a lot of work since football season. We had to come over here and practice a few times during football season while the JV was playing on the practice field, but looks like it's really good shape.
They have done a great job here. Great place to watch baseball from. Here's the 1-1 from Peck. Swinging a shot and past Ryan Moon into left field. The runner will round third. He's going to score. Throw is cut off, and that'll tie the score on the ringing base hit by Patrick Riggins.
Tell you what, good choice or good hit, right? I don't know. It's been a tough play for Ryan to come up with, but I think he could have. He's the kind of a player that should make that play, but a little bit upset with himself, kind of kicking around the dirt, but he'll get back in it and they'll be all right.
Well, it's quite a difference playing down at third base. Ryan's done a great job since moving over there. Of course, last year he did pretty much the unheard of. Paul played the entire season at second base without an error. First pitch to Willie Asbell's a strike called on the outside corner as Dustin gets ahead of him.
Tell you what, that little shadow right there from that tree might play a part on third base too, because the ball goes right into a shadow. It might be tough to pick up.
0-1 pitch and a ground ball. Smitty over right through the wickets. Doyle Baker up quickly. He'll gun it to third, and in safely will be the runner Patrick Wiggins as he goes all the way to third base on it. And that's going to be an error on second baseman Brandon Smith, and wheels starting to come off for the Rams a little bit in this inning. 2 errors and another play that possibly could have been made, Paul.
Yeah, Dustin Peck just kind of threw an off-speed curveball, and the batter waited on it and just kind of poked it right towards the second baseman. Should have been a very easy play, but kind of an error there. A little bit upset with himself, but the Rams are in a tough little situation here. 2
outs, so they can get out of it. Brandon Cromack. There's a curveball that doesn't quite break. Cromack diving into it instead of trying to get out of the way, and he'll take ball 1.
Maybe a little message pitch there, telling him to back off the plate a little bit.
He is crowding in on the plate. Here's the 1-0, and there's going to be a strike as he went, and Lane Floyd can't come up with it, and the runner will advance to second base on the wild pitch.
Kind of a tough pitch there. Bad choice by Cromack to swing at the ball, but Lane Floyd couldn't come up with the ball, and the Collins Hill runner advances to second.
Here's the pitch. Swinging the ball skied towards right center field, and they will not get that one. It's going to be off the wall, and 2 runs are going to end up scoring, and Collins Hill on the bat of Brandon Cromack have taken the lead.
Tell you what, it's 4 RBIs for him, or 3, and we're only here in the second inning. Good stick on the first baseman from Collins Hill, Brandon Cromack. Driven one way into the trees in the first inning, and now is going deep to right center field in the second inning.
Yeah, Cromack with 4 RBIs, like you say, Paul, and out of the 5 runs having scored. Next hitter is Patrick Sharp, the designated hitter. He flied out to Doyle Baker. All these runs unearned now, Paul, because they should have been out of the inning. Here's the next one, down in the dirt. Good stop by Floyd.
Yeah, good play there by Lane Floyd to kind of shift to his left. The ball went right up under the batter's feet, and he was able to get over there.
Peck brings the next one home. Upstairs, 2-0 the count.
Collins Hill scored three runs this inning, and we definitely want to get out of it. They have one in scoring position with a good batter up here, so the Rams need a couple of good pitches here.
Here's the next one. That's a strike called at the inside corner at the knees.
Ooh. He has got to be living in Newton County there, because that one should have been ball 4.
Here's the next one. There's a strike called, and that'll run the count full now at 3-2. Yeah, that first strike did appear to be perhaps a tad off the inside part of the plate.
And low.
Full count pitch to Sharp coming up. Here it is, and that's down in the dirt, and he'll stroll down to first base, and Dustin Peck struggling.
That actually hit him, Bill. I don't know if the ball bounced first or hit him first, but the ball did hit the number 22, Patrick Sharp, the designated hitter. Looked like he's a little bit upset at himself, or the umpire for the bad calls, or the pitcher for hitting him. So apparently he's upset at what, I'm not sure.
It appeared to hit in the dirt, so it will still go as a base on balls. That's going to bring Westerfield to the plate. He'll send one out towards Easterday. Matt's up. Have to throw to first, and that's finally going to do it for the Collins Hill Eagles in their half of the second inning. They do score 3 runs, all unearned. They did so on 3 base hits. There were 2 Ram errors and 1 runner left on base. We head now to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is now Collins Hill 5 and Newton 3. It's Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
Yes, we do have a slugfest here in the second inning. The Collins Hill Eagles went up on top of the Rams there. The score right now is 5-3 with the Rams coming up to bat. Back with your play-by-play, Mr. Bill Dolan.
Thanks very much, Paul Dailey. They sent 8 hitters to the plate in their half of the second inning and plated 3 runs to regain the lead at 5-3. The Rams try to do something about it, as it'll be the bottom 3 in the order: Doyle Baker, Brandon Smith, and Roderick Henderson. Batting against Cody Taylor. Taylor gets his sign from Billy Dooley. Here's the first pitch to Doyle. Inside, that's a ball.
Doyle just looks like a baseball player, kind of a lean kid with a little bit of muscle on him. He just looks like your typical high school baseball player.
Swinging, he skies it a mile high, and the wind's going to blow that one way back here and out of play. Get the net, Paul. And down below in Souvenirsville for some lucky fan.
Believe I could have had that one, Bill.
Net, we might have been able to grab it. What do you think, Paul?
Oh, you can't get a free Coke with a souvenir ball?
Yeah, I think they still do that here, but
one of the young fans there threw it right back to the batter on deck.
1-1 the count on Doyle Baker. Here's the next one. That's outside, 2-1.
Tell you, look on the signs out there on the outfield. The Rams keep going the way they're going and getting these region championships. We're going to have to find a new place to put these signs.
Baker shot, right at the third baseman, and Matt Clark, his prayer was answered as he found a baseball in his glove.
Matt Clark came up with kind of put himself in a good position there, right there in front of the shadow there on third base, and Doyle Baker just hit a shot, and I'll tell you what, he came up with a good play by the Collins Hill third baseman.
Can't hit it much better than what Doyle did, but goes in the book as an out. Brandon Smith, the second baseman, hits. Here's the pitch to Smitty, and he'll take it a little bit inside.
A little bit of inconsistency from the umpire here.
We've seen that once or twice this year so far, Paul.
But we'll take it. Hey, both calls have gone our way, so we'll take it.
Here's the 1-0 to Shorty. Swing and foul back as he went hacking at the high heat.
Yeah, Brandon's kind of a small statue. He kind of got like a small stature of a kid, but like you said, the Friday night went deep to win the game.
His moment in the sun. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a drive! Center field. Back on his horse, Willie Asbell. The wind will hold that one up, and he'll take it right in front of the track, and the wind hurt the second baseman that time, Paul.
Yeah, Brandon put a little bit of power behind it, but the wind definitely did not help him out there. Again, it's blowing towards right, and the ball is was fighting that wind and still drove the center fielder right shy of the warning track, so still hit it a good 340, 345 feet.
Yeah, he hit it well. Now, if he'd have gotten it out into right field, I think he probably would have jumped out here. Of course, that the deepest part of the ballpark, he was right in front of the 360 sign, was Willie Asbell when he caught it. Roderick with a dribbler down to the third baseman. Matt Clark, he'll gun to first, and 3 up, 3 down for the Rams in their half of the second inning. We'll head to the top of the third inning with your score still Collins Hill 5, Newton 3. You're listening to all the exciting action of Newton Ram baseball coming your way on your local leader for sports, WGFS, AM 1430.
Hey, we're back live on a spring break Monday, back with your play-by-play in the remainder of this third inning. Mr. Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey. And speaking of the third inning, when the Rams come to bat in their half of the third inning, it'll be the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding inning. 100 hot wings up for grabs, courtesy of the Hard Luck. Cody Taylor, the pitcher, hits, and he'll take a pitch down low in the dirt from Dustin Peck. It'll be Cody Taylor, Matt Clark, and Ben Pendas for the Eagles.
Well, my name's in there now, Bill, so I hope you employees are able to win, right?
Swinging. Brandon Smith will catch the looping line drive, and that'll take care of Cody Taylor in the third inning.
Kind of a lazy line drive right over the between first and second, and Brandon got on his horse there and was able to make the play and kind of pull that ball down. So good first out here for the Rams.
That'll bring Matt Clark. Matt had a solid single to right field his first time up and ended up scoring a run. Here's the pitch, per ball, and a beauty as it snaps over the plate, and Dustin ahead in the count 0-1. Peck works quickly. Here's the 0-1, swing and a ground ball. Easterday gobbles it up. He'll throw in time. 2 up, 2 down.
Good play there by Matt Easterday. Kind of took a weird bounce right there when it got to him, but he was able to get his glove down, kind of caught it right there on the heel of his glove, came up throwing with that fine arm of his, and tell you what, he's going to be a good player down there for Georgia Southern.
They're getting a good ball player down there. Matt with a good stick, too. Does a lot of things. Excellent basketball player, too, Paul. I got to call several of his games. He averaged about 17.5 this year for the Rams. There's a little nubber out to Stephen Hires on one hop by Ben Pendas, and that's going to do it real quickly for the Eagles in the third. 3 up, 3 down. We head now to the bottom of the third and the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding inning. Your score is Collins Hill 5, Newton 3. You're listening to all the exciting action coming your way on WGFS AM 1430.
We're live back here at Riverside Park, just right off Brown Bridge Road, straight up Ram Drive. Come on out and watch a great Monday afternoon baseball game between the Newton Rams and Collins Hill Eagles. Back with your play-by-play and the bottom of the third inning, Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey, and not only the bottom of the third, but also the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding inning. 100 hot wings on the line for some lucky fan if someone can put a charge in one for the Newton Rams. Jarvis Johnson leads off, and he'll hit for Phil Gibson of Ellenwood, Georgia. Cody Taylor brings the first one home to Jarvis, shortens up the bunt and takes a strike, and there's one about 6 inches off the outside part of the plate that gets called for a strike this time, Paul.
Yeah, Jarvis a little bit upset with the call, and so is Joe Brassfield, but not too much argument, because if you argue in this league, you might get booted on out.
0-1, Jarvis takes strike called, and another good fastball. This one a little closer to the plate, probably was a strike.
Yeah, that one was right over the plate, a little about chest high. Not too many umpires call the chest high fastball, but this one does.
0-2, Jarvis, that one way outside, and of course you never know with this umpire. 1-2 the count. Here's the way the Wing Ding works, Paul. People send in their name, well, you know, you've done it, name, address, and phone number to the Wing Ding inning, and they get a chance to win hot wings. Jarvis laces one to left field. Moving over quickly, Trent Westerfield will not get it. It bounces away. Jarvis rounds first, heads for second, and he will be in there with a double.
Kind of a weird play there by the left fielder out there, Trent Westerfield. Looked like he had plenty of room for the ball, but again, I don't know if the ball was slicing away from him or the wind took it or whatever, but he definitely left his feet way too early, because when he left his feet to dive for the ball, he was still a good 3 yards from the ball, and the ball just kind of squirted out of bounds, and Jarvis Johnson comes up with a big double.
Rams down by a pair. That's going to bring Ryan Moon to the plate, and he'll bat for Holly Haley of Covington, Georgia.
Oh, that's no fair. That's Tommy's wife, right?
Here's the pitch. Plug with a foul and out of play. Once again, now what it takes is send in a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to the Hard Luck Cafe, Wing Ding Inning, WGFS Radio, P.O. Box 869, Covington, Georgia, 30210. Or drop your entry by the studios at 1151 Hendrick Street, or by the Hard Luck Cafe in Morgan Plaza on Pace Street. You can win. It's now up to 100 hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. Cody Taylor works to Plug. Plug with 2 dings himself this year. Swinging a shot, line drive right to the third baseman. And he does drop it, but the umpire's going to rule he had possession. That is 2 drills right at the third baseman, Paul.
Yeah, Doyle Baker hit a shot there, and Matt Clark came up with it, and again Ryan Moon hits another shot, about in the same exact place, and Matt Clark was equal to the task there, came up with another big play and ran Jarvis Johnson back to second base. So it's going to bring up Kerry Gilstrap to the plate.
And who's he batting for, Paul?
He's batting for Rick Miller of Covington, Georgia. So hopefully Rick Miller will be the winner of 100 hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe.
Runner goes, pitch inside, throw, not in time. Jarvis with a stolen base.
Tough play there for Billy Dooley to try to catch that ball, come up with it cleanly, and try to throw over Kerry Gilstrap's head, plus trying to battle the speed of Jarvis Johnson. But I tell you what, he made it kind of close. And but we have a runner in scoring position on third base with only 1 out, Bill.
Big play there, moving them over. The Rams got a tough break on the line, shot by Ryan Moon, which didn't get Jarvis over to third. Now look at this, the infield coming in once again. A 2-run lead, and this early in the game, kind of a shock, because that really opens it up for Kerry. Here's the pitch to Gilstrap. He'll hit a line drive towards the left fielder. Over his head as he falls down. And Captain Strangeglove in left field, unable to come up with that, and it'll go as a double for Kerry Gilstrap.
I tell you what, Trent Westerfield's having not a very good time out there in left field. He's just kind of did something really strange on Jarvis Johnson's double, and now he just kind of trips over an anthill or something out there against Kerry Gilstrap, and 2 doubles comes off of just mishaps out there in left field. Oh, come on, bring that one up.
Can't do that one. And that'll bring Lane Floyd to the plate. Lane bats for Patty King of Covington, Georgia. Here's the pitch to Lane, low and away. Ball 1. Paul, when that ball was first hit, it looked to me like we were going to have a play at the plate, because Jarvis was tagging. I figured Westerfield was going to come up with it easily and have a good chance to even throw out Jarvis. Next thing I know, he's laying on the ground. Here's the 1-0 to Lane. Outside, 2-0. Rams have cut the lead to 1.
Looks like his cleats just got kind of hung up on maybe some of the side out there, and just kind of, when he realized the ball was pretty well hit, he had to back up a little bit. Good position to catch the ball, but just kind of tripped over his shoes.
Here's the 2-0 to Floyd. Down in the dirt, and it gets away, and Gilstrap is going to be into third on the wild pitch, so another break for the Rams. We've seen a few of those so far, Paul. Balls in the dirt, runners advancing, errors.
Yeah, kind of a weird slide there by Kerry. I was looking out there to see if he was all right, just kind of a late slide, but he seems to be okay.
Kind of surprised the catcher, Dooley, didn't throw the ball. It didn't bounce away far from him. And now Kerry is a little bit shook up. He's limping around down there.
Yeah, like I said, Bill, he just kind of, usually you see the runners, especially with athletic ability, Kerry kind of slide a little bit sooner than what he did, and he slid, and I think the base kind of just grabbed him right there on the shin, and he's kind of walking it off. He's got a little bit of dirt right there on his shin, but Kerry's a tough kid. He played quarterback for the high school football team, and he's no stranger to having some little nicks and bruises.
Took a few shots this year, you're saying, Paul?
Hey, a few.
Here's the 3-0 to Floyd. There's another one down in the dirt, and Lane will take first base via the free pass.
Tell you what, Billy Dooley, he's had a little bit of tough time throwing out Ram runners, but he's doing a great job of handling the strange balls that Cody Taylor's putting in the dirt. And he's putting 5 or 6 this inning in the dirt.
Looks almost like a hockey goaltender going down trying to block some shots.
And Stephen Hires is going to be batting for Cassandra Kirk from Decatur, Georgia. So hopefully Cassandra might win 100. She'd have to have a party to eat that many.
That's a lot of hot wings. Stephen with a couple of dings this year, so he could do it too. Lane Floyd gets a lead and throws over there. Does Cody Taylor, and Lane back in time.
Again, the Rams are down by 1 run, 5-4, so hopefully they can get some, at least tied up here.
Not anything but the double play here. Here's a pitch to Junior, and that's going to be 2. Second base for 1, over to first, and in the dirt, and it gets away, and a break for the Rams. And the run will score. That should have been a double play, Paul, but the shortstop kind of led the second base. The second base a little late in covering, and then the throw got away. But since the runner doesn't advance, there's no error. So actually, Stephen will get credit for an RBI reaching on the fielder's choice, and that ties the score.
Tell you, Rob Hill, the shortstop, should have took that play himself. He decided to throw it to the second baseman. Second baseman was going in the wrong direction to make a strong throw to first. So probably a mishap there for Rob Hill. Should have taken it himself, but a big break for the Rams, and the score is tied 5-5.
And Matt Easterday will hit for Ricky Shell of Covington, Georgia.
Yeah, I know Rick, and I'm sure old Ricky can use these hot wings. He's like me. He's a pretty big guy. He probably wouldn't mind eating a few of those.
Here's the pitch to Matt. Outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Says something about Eagles, though.
Yeah. Well, hey, shoot. If the Rams come up here and hit him a home run, he might be a Rams fan as well.
1-0 the count to Matt Easterday. Here's a pitch. Matt with a dribbler towards the second baseman. Up, over to first, and that's going to do it for the Rams in their half of the third inning. No winners in the Hard Luck Cafe, but the Rams do manage to come up with 2 runs. They did so on only 2 base hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We head now to the top of the 4th inning. Your score is all knotted up at 5. It's Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
Next time you take it.
We're having a fisticuff up here in the stands. Looks like Bill Dolan drawed my name for the wing ding inning. I guarantee you, Bill, if there would have been a home run hit, me and you would have been scrapping.
Well, fortunately, we didn't have to deal with that, Paul, so let's get on with baseball. Paul Dailey. And it's the 4th inning, and the Collins Hill Eagles hit, and there's a fly ball to short left field. Jarvis Johnson comes in and will call off Matt Easterday and squeeze it for the out off the bat of Billy Dooley.
Good decision there by Jarvis Johnson to call off Matt Easterday. Matt Easterday was kind of floating back to short, shallow left field, but Jarvis had a beat on the ball, was coming in, and you'd much rather have that player coming in, catch the ball, than your shortstop going back. Good play there by Jarvis Johnson, and also Matt Easterday to give him plenty of room and getting out of the way.
That'll bring Patrick Wiggins to the plate. Patrick grounded out second baseman in the 1st inning and had a single to left and scored in the 2nd. Shortens up to bunt and takes ball 1 outside. We're in the 4th inning already. Ball game less than an hour old. Dustin brings the next one. There's a chopper, and Ryan Moon fires over to first. 2 up, 2 down.
Good throw there by Ryan Moon right there on target. Stephen Hires didn't even have to move anything, just chest level. Tell you what, it looks like these 2 guys have played together. I know they've been playing together for a long time, not only here on Riverside Park, but in the recreation leagues as well.
Yeah, you've got several guys here that have played together for a long time. Ryan Moon, Matt Easterday, Stephen Hires, and
of course Brandon Smith. The whole infield is seniors out there, and Lane Floyd, a senior behind the plate. So Rams lose a lot this year. They've got quite a few seniors on their roster, Paul, and it's going to take a rebuilding process next year a little bit. Strike 1 to Willie Asbell as Dustin got the curveball over.
Well, you talk about the rebuilding process, Bill. You know, in the past years, it's been been pretty easy for the Rams to do that, to rebuild, because they got a really good recreational department. But now you're splitting schools, and it's going to be really tough for Joe Brassfield to continue this tradition.
And there is a bunt, and it'll go foul.
But if anybody can do it, Coach Brassfield can do it. It's just going to be, as I said earlier, you know, when you have the county split in half, and you know, this is a great county with recreational baseball. Tommy Haley and the guys do a great job over there. But, you know, you just don't have the pool to choose from. You have half that pool now.
Well, when you look at both of these teams, Paul, if you combine them, you would have just a possible state contending team. Curveball laced up the middle. Matt Easterday, gloves, throws. See you later. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles in the 4th inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score still all knotted up at 5-5. It's Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
Can you say barn burner? We have a barn burner at Riverside Park here on a spring break Monday. Collins Hill and Newton Rams tied up at 5. Back with your play-by-play and the bottom of the 4th inning, Mr. Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey. And ball game really clipping right along after kind of a slow start. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning already, still not even an hour old. And the Newton Rams hit. It'll be the bottom 3 in the order once again: Doyle Baker, Brandon Smith, and Roderick Henderson.
Well, hopefully this game won't go too quick, Bill, because if I get home a little bit early, my wife might have me in the yard doing yard work.
That's right. Daylight savings time came into effect, so you may still have time to do a little...
I hope not.
Doyle Baker leads it off. Here's the first pitch, and it's down low in the dirt. Doyle, if you remember, hit that rocket shot that the third baseman, Matt Clark, made a real good play on. Ball hit just to his left, and he kind of threw the glove out and came up with it. 1-0 the count to the Ram right fielder. Here's the pitch. Doyle with a dribbler down the third base line. Matt Clark in, gloves, throws, and got him on a bang-bang play. And Coach Stanley Allen doesn't appear to be happy over that call.
No, that was really a close play there, but the umpire didn't have he had that arm cocked, and he was going out either way. Questionable call, but Stanley's not going to sit there and argue with him too much. So I was looking at Coach Brassfield to see his reaction, and he was clapping. And I've seen him get upset at some officials before, so apparently he wasn't too upset with that call.
It did look like it was pretty close, Paul, but like you said, the umpire had the hand up a little prematurely, perhaps. Brandon Smith takes a strike called in the vicinity of the outside corner, maybe a little closer to Rockdale County, but 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That one a little bit outside from Cody Taylor. That'll even the count at 1-1.
Tell you what, really impressed with the third baseman from Collins Hill, Matt Clark. He's made some some plays. Got a great strong arm too.
Next one to Smitty, and that's going to be called a strike on the outside.
That was in Walton County.
1-2 the count now. A little generous strike zone tonight. Taylor brings it home. Smitty swings at one in the dirt. The ball gets away, and catcher up and throws, and not in time, and he will reach first base on the wild pitch, so good hustle by Brandon Smith.
Billy Dilley thought he had the ball in his glove, and he kind of was wondering what everybody was screaming about, and he looked down and realized he didn't have the ball, and the ball was kind of rolling over the top of the umpire's foot, and Billy Dilley just could not throw out a quick Brandon Smith on first base.
And Brandon did a good job running just inside the baseline, making it difficult for him to throw. You got to be careful of that baseline. We saw something happen in the Braves game that ended that game where the runner actually stepped inside. And a little number by Roderick Henderson. The shortstop, Rob Hill, will come in and glove it for the second out of the inning.
I tell you, Roderick Henderson was one of my players on the football team. He played outside linebacker, and we also moved him up to defensive end and played for me just a few games. Good athlete, good attitude, great young man. Having a little bit of tough time out here today. He's kind of dribbled one out to the shortstop and kind of pull stick one to the shortstop in there. So kind of a tough day at the plate.
He has been doing a pretty good job, moved up into that regular job as the designated hitter. And Jarvis will bat now with 2 outs. He'll take a ball high. And delayed steal, and Brandon Smith is going to be out from me to you, and that's going to do it for the Rams in their half of the 4th inning. As they do not score, no hits, no errors, and nobody left as the runner is out stealing. We head now to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is still tied at 5. It's Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
Back live at Riverside Park with a big dare representation in the booth. Officer Bill Dolan and Officer Paul Dailey up here in the booth giving you play-by-play action. Top of the 5th inning, Bill Dolan.
Thanks very much, Big Dog. And not good news for the Rams here as Brandon Cromack hits. Fortunately for the Rams, no one on base, though. Dustin Peck's first offering down low in the dirt, and it'll be ball 1. Cromack with a home run in the first, a 2-run double in the second. 4 RBIs on the night. 1 run scored. Here's the next one, way low, all the way back to the backstop, and Dustin appears to be struggling a little bit here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to give this hitter anything to hit. So both of the pitches we've seen so far to the Cromack kid, he's been outside with him. Dustin Peck probably wasn't going to give him anything over the plate.
Here's the 2-0, another one down low and away. 3-0 the count. Cromack drilled a first inning pitch into the trees and right, and in the second plugged the right center field gap, 1-hop shot to the wall. Here's the 3-0 from Dustin. There's a strike called as he paints the corner at about waist high. 3-1.
Good pitch there by Dustin Peck right off the outside corner. Probably look for him to go there again.
Working quickly. Here's the 3-1 to Cromack. Breaking ball, slice foul down the third base line. That'll run the count full, 3-2. Good pitch that time by Peck. Is Cromack not able to make real good contact with it, Paul?
Yeah, that was probably a ball low and away, but Cromack decided to swing the bat, kind of nubbed it over there towards the third base coach. So it's going to run the count full.
Well, I'll tell you the way this umpire's been calling, if it's anywhere near outside, you better be swinging. 3-2 pitch, swing, and popped up into center field. I think they're going to retire him this time. Doyle Baker fights it and comes up, and he is going to be called out by the home plate umpire. The first base umpire, Paul, turned his head and wasn't even watching. Fortunately, the home plate umpire did see it as Doyle make a good play. The wind really battled that time.
Yeah, the first base umpire, I'm not really sure what he was doing. I think he was asking for a hot dog and Coke. But Doyle Baker came up and made a diving play. The ball kind of just hung up there in the air and wasn't going very far, but great play by Doyle Baker and one away.
And the designated hitter, Patrick Sharp, hits. Patrick flied out to Doyle in the first and walked in the second. Hits here now in the 5th inning as Dustin Peck has really settled down. Here's a swing and a miss at a pitch. Oh, looked like it about hit him in the ankles, Paul.
Yeah, he kind of tried to get the 9-iron there, or the pitching wedge, and but slap miss it. And I know how that feels. Go up there and just whiff away. Doesn't look so bad with a baseball bat in your hand, though.
No, but if you swing and miss with a golf club, you look pretty bad, don't you? There's a fastball a little bit outside.
Looks like a pitch-out practice, maybe.
Yeah.
Nobody on base, though.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Dustin Peck works to the DH. Here's the pitch. Just barely getting around on it was Patrick Sharp, and he'll slice it foul over the right side.
Another souvenir for a lucky youngster.
I'll tell you, Paul, for a designated hitter, Patrick Sharp doesn't appear to be getting real good cuts up here, does he?
It's the coach's son.
Here's the next one. And there's going to be a base hit as it should fall in front of Baker. No, this time he comes in and makes a good running catch. That ball hung up a little longer than I thought, and Doyle came in and made a good play on it.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was just a little lucrative right field for a base hit, but like you said, Bill, the ball's kind of just hanging up a little bit. And Doyle Baker was able to come in and make the second out of the inning.
Doyle doing a good job out there. Only had a little bit of problem that one ball that he kind of hesitated on. That time he got the good jump and came in right away. I think if he had done that on that previous one, it would have been the same. There's a strike call to Trent Westerfield, the left fielder.
Yeah, Dustin Peck's really settled down here, and he's delivering some really good pitches off the plate and right downtown and some inside.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. There's a ball skied towards right center, hooking over towards Baker, and the wind carries it right to him, and Doyle records all 3 outs in that inning. 3 up, 3 down, not 10 in a row now retired by Dustin Peck and the Newton Rams. We head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score still tied at 5. And it's Newton Ram baseball on what other than your local leader for sports, WGFS AM 1430.
Back live at Riverside Park here in Covington, Georgia. The Newton Rams and the Collins Hill Eagles fighting to a 5-5 tie in the 5th inning, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th, and back with your play-by-play, the voice of the Rams, Mr. Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much. Paul Dailey, and ball game just really clipping along, and Paul Dailey hoping for it to slow down a little bit so he doesn't catch some honeydews when he gets home.
Yeah, I feel like I might get a couple of honeydews when I get to the house, and kind of maybe if it keeps going like this, we'll go in some extra innings.
Jarvis Johnson leads it off as the Rams in the top of the order. Jarvis was at the plate when Brandon Smith was out stealing back in the 4th inning. Jarvis has a perfect day, going a single in the 1st and a double in the 3rd. 2 runs scored. First pitch outside for a ball.
Still, the two same pitchers still pitching in today's game, Dustin Peck and also Cody Taylor for the Collins Hill Eagles. Again, Collins Hill, one of the newer schools up in Gwinnett County. Got some really good athletes. Got a brand new school up there, just right above 316 in Gwinnett County.
Here's the 1-1 to Jarvis, and he'll take it upstairs for a ball. 2-1 to count.
We went up there and played football this year, Bill, in Collins Hill. We was the first people to play in their stadium. They won the last game of their season. They decided to play Newton County.
Ball 3 a little bit low to Jarvis.
And to go on with the story, the field was not ready, and it was raining. It was one of those games where they're about to call it due to rain, but we ended up playing the game anyway, and it was a mud fest.
3-1 to Jarvis. Strike called. Outside corner, runs the count full. Yeah, I understand that they had no press facilities, so they put them in like tents or whatever, and it was just a total mess. I saw the equipment as it came back, and Jarvis will pop it up. Shortstop goes out. Rob Hill, he'll call for it and fights the wind and comes up with it, and Jarvis Johnson retired for the first time tonight.
Yeah, the school, like I said, Bill, it's above 316 up kind of northeast Gwinnett County. It's going to be a beautiful stadium, but it was just a little bit early for them to open it up. Plus, the rain that night didn't help anything. But the press facilities, and they're the school who got the stadium, the extra bleachers from the Olympics. And so whenever you go to Collins Hill and watch a football game, you'll be sitting in the same stands that they used in the Olympic Stadium.
Here's the pitch to Ryan Moon. Swing and a miss, and Ryan way out in front of that pitch as he was fooled.
That's kind of the reason they waited for their stadium to be built, was because they knew they was waiting on the extra seats from the Olympics. So that's why in late November or early November they decided to open up their home field.
Next pitch to Moon, another strike, and he falls behind 0-2. Moon 1 for 2 on the night, had a single to right field in the 1st inning, came around to score, and then hit a rope to the 3rd baseman, Matt Clark, back in the 3rd. He's behind in the count now, 0-2. Wind whipping again. Here's the pitch to Plug, down in the dirt, 1-2 the count.
Kind of getting late here in the game, so the Rams need to try to go ahead and try to get some folks on base, especially with the top of the lineup here. And we got 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Ball game all knotted at 5. The Rams tied it in the 3rd. We're in the 5th with 1 out, and it's still tied. Moon trying to get something going for the Rams. Waits for the 1-2 offering from Taylor, who takes too long, and Moon will step out. Just a beautiful day for baseball. Here's the 1-2 to Plug. Swing and a miss, and he went fishing and came up empty, Paul.
Yeah, he had a cane pole there. He didn't even have a rod and reel. He just kind of stuck the cane pole out there, and nothing was on there, so just kind of looked bad. Ryan probably hit himself in the head for doing that, but the ball was really outside, a little bit high. Ryan was just trying to make contact, maybe foul one off, but come up unlucky, and the top 2 hitters for the Rams, 1 and 2 hitters, are back in the dugout. So Kerry Gilstrap with 2 outs.
Gilstrap a perfect 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. He singled in the 1st,
had a stolen base, scored on an error, and had a double back in the third inning and scored on the fielder's choice by Stephen Hires. Kerry with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, so he's been very instrumental in the Rams. Here's the next one, and Kerry will foul it back, and he's in the hole, low balls and 2 strikes.
If I'm not mistaken, Bill, the pitcher for the Collins Hill Eagles is also their quarterback, kind of a tall, lanky kid, and also Patrick Wiggins out there played tight end for the football team as well.
And some of these guys played basketball for him, too. I recognize some of the names, too.
0-2 on Gilstrap. Here's the pitch. Chopper up the middle. Second baseman Pendas has it, throws, and that's going to do it for the Rams in their half. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. And we head now to the 6th inning with your score, Newton 5, Collins Hill 5. It's baseball action from your local high schools on WGFS AM 1430.
Hey, we're back live here at Riverside Park. This is Paul Dailey. I was supposed to be playing in the Masters as my practice round today, but thought I'd come out here and support my alma mater, the Newton Rams, and we're going to go to the top of the 6th inning where the Newton Rams and the Collins Hill Eagles are all knotted up 5-5. Back with your play-by-play, the voice of the Rams, Mr. Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey, and it is quite a ball game here. Things have really settled down after a couple of rough first innings for both teams, and Dustin Peck has now retired 10 batters in a row, and Cody Taylor doing a good job setting the Rams down in order in the 5th inning, and in the 4th inning they'll actually set him down in order, had a strikeout, but Brandon Smith reached base, but he was out stealing, so he's pretty much got about 7 in a row or so. Speaking of Cody Taylor, he leads it off in the top of the 6th for the Eagles, facing Dustin Peck, and first pitch down in the dirt, ball 1.
Like Cody Taylor gets the signs from his third base coach, and see what we have from the offering here from Dustin Peck.
Here's the 1-0 strike right down central, and that'll even the count at 1-1.
Looked like that was a take all the way. Looks like Cody Taylor didn't even have the bat on his shoulder or in hitting position, but now he does.
Here's the 1-1 breaking ball, sliced down the right field line. That'll go foul and out of play.
Looks like Coach Shepard's duty today is to keep the ball, or get the balls that go to the right side of the field. I wonder if we have a coach on the left side of the field.
Yeah, usually they'll send one of the players or something. Got a little bit of activity down in the Ram bullpen. That's going to be Jeremy Johnson, the side-wheeling right-hander, loosening up. Collins Hill dugout sparking it up a little bit, trying to get a little fire. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot to center field. Kerry Gilstrap lopes to his left and squeezes it for out number 1.
Good play there by Kerry Gilstrap. Didn't have to move too much, but the wind decided to blow it a little bit to his left or right. Came up with the ball, and again, Kerry's one of the better athletes to ever come through this Newton Recreation program, and also coming through our high school, and very fortunate to have him here at this high school over here at the Newton Rams.
Matt Clark lines a shot. Jarvis Johnson comes in and does not get it, and it'll be a base hit, and that'll break the string of 11 in a row. I thought Jarvis was going to get it, Paul, but he got kind of a late jump on it.
It's kind of one of those pitches you really want to make sure you get the glove down. Looked like Jarvis may have came up with that ball, but kind of looked back, and it was kind of dribbling a little bit behind him. Got enough glove on the ball to stop it, but pretty one of those in-between kind of things, whether you do or whether you don't. Try to come up with the ball, but at least he kept him off second base.
Kind of fortunate that it only trickled away that much. Peck, next pitch to Pendas. That's a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Ram infield looking for the double play. Easterday and Smith around second, cheating towards the bag. Peck will check the runner. Clark brings it home, and there's a shot to the right side. And Smitty's second for 1, and that's all they'll get, as Matt did a good job of making sure of the 1.
Good job there, Matt Easterday, kind of waiting on the ball at second base. Of course, the runner for Collins Hill was going to try to break up the double play, but really the ball kind of dribbled out to the second baseman, so there really wasn't no play for a double, no good chance for a double play ball. But Matt Easterday had to kind of jump the gun and jump over the batter or the runner sliding into second base. Matt Easterday, a really good athlete.
Good play by Brandon Smith as he was breaking towards the bag, had to break back to the left. There's a ball skied a mile high by Billy Dooley, and Lane Floyd struggles with the wind and makes a good play, and that's going to do it for the Collins Hill Eagles in the 6th inning. No runs. They did have one hit. There were no Ram errors and one runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ball game cruising along, Paul Dailey. Your score is still tied up at 5 as you're listening to exciting Newton Ram baseball on your local leader for sports, WGFS AM 1430.
Welcome back live to Riverside Park here where the Newton Rams and the Collins Eagles are still all tied up here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the leadoff, or actually the cleanup batter, Lane Floyd, coming up to bat, back with your play-by-play, the voice of the Rams and the voice of the Eagles as well, Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Paul, the Big Dog Dailey, and we appreciate you helping us out here during Kevin Holden's absence. And it will be Lane Floyd, Stephen Hires, and Matt Easterday for the Newton Rams as they bat against Cody Taylor and the Collins Hill Eagles. And this has turned into one fine pitching duel, Paul, as both pitchers have really settled down. Both of them have both sides off stride, not even a lot of hard-hit balls. Rams had a couple of rocket shots that were caught earlier, but lately they've been grounding out and popping up and striking out, and let's see if Lane Floyd can get something going for the Rams. He leads off in the 6th inning against Cody Taylor. Here's the first offering, swinging a dribbler down the first base line, and it will go foul, and a break for Floyd that it stayed foul.
Yeah, good break. It looked like the ball wanted to stay fair, but kind of sliced a little bit. The first baseman, that hard-hitting Brandon Cromack, came up with the ball, actually tagged Lane Floyd out just in case, but the first base umpire and also the home plate umpire were there to make the call.
Floyd walked back in the 3rd and struck out in the 1st. Swing and a miss, and he chases one up in the eyes. The high heat from Cody Taylor, and Lane comes away empty.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to put that one over there on Spiller's Drive, a little bit over the lake, over the river there and over the lake. Maybe Lane Floyd can do it, though.
Here's the 0-2. Shot down the left field line, foul and out of play in the vicinity of the White Knees.
In the vicinity of the weight room, that one kind of went a while up in the trees.
0-2 the count, still to Lane Floyd. He bats in the bottom of the 6th inning. We're still tied at 5. Will there be free baseball again tonight? We saw extra innings on Friday night. Taylor wheels and deals down in the dirt to the backstop, and 1-2. That poor catcher, Billy Dooley's taking a beating out there, Paul.
Yeah, he sure is. He's taking a beating, but doing a good job of catching. Cody Taylor's thrown several balls in the dirt, but Bill Dooley has been up for the task, only had one pass ball.
Here's the 1-2, way high, and that'll leave it at 2-2. Lane Floyd does a good job in the strike zone. If you remember his previous at bat where he walked, Paul, he battled and ended up getting the free pass. He's run the count even now at 2-2. Let's see if he can get something started. Rams need some base runners. Here's the pitch. Swinging a long one, way back. See you later. Adios. Lane Floyd takes it deep and long way out of here, Paul Dailey.
Oh, yeah, there was no question about that one right off the bat. That one didn't need no wind, didn't need anything. That one was gone. Went right between deep right center field, and that one had plenty of distance. Probably would have made it another 50 feet.
That one seemed to sail right over that Hard Luck Cafe sign out there. The Rams like that spot. That's in a good spot. A lot of the right-handed hitters have power to that part of the park, and Lane Floyd just jumped all over that heater.
Yeah, hit a pine tree out there and just darted right down towards the river, so looks like another dinner for the catfish.
That'll bring Stephen Hires to the plate. The Rams have taken the lead, and once again with El Longball. Hires reached on the fielder's choice and also struck out. That's against Cody Taylor. Takes the first one for a strike on the inside corner at the knees.
Surprised to see not really any activity in the Collins Hill bullpen. Looks like the coaches are starting to stir around trying to make a decision.
And another strike called as curveball. Well, I'll tell you, Paul, that's really the first bad pitch that Cody Taylor has made in a long time. It's the first really hard-hit ball, and Lane made him pay for it. Here's the 0-2 to Junior. Swing and a miss, and he'll take a left turn and head for the dugout.
Good way to come back there for Cody Taylor for the Collins Hill Eagles. Just made a bad pitch to Lane Floyd. Lane took him deep over the center field wall, right center field wall, but came back and threw several good pitches to Stephen Hires and let him make a left turn towards the dugout.
That'll bring Matt Easterday to the plate. Matt with a ground out to the shortstop and the second baseman. Swing and a miss at the high outside fastball. Got a little bit of a piece of it into the catcher's mitt. He's behind 0-1. Easterday trying to get more going for the Rams. Here's the pitch. Swing and a drive to right center field. Center fielder Asbell on his horse will not get it, and they run in. The right fielder comes up with it, and they're going to rule it out as Patrick Wiggins and Willie Asbell really crashed into each other, and Wiggins ended up coming up with it and finally showed the glove to the umpire, who called him out.
Tell you what, that was a pretty good collision out there in right center field, kind of right there in between both of them. It should have been the center fielder's ball all the way, but the right fielder with the wind blowing towards him, I'm not really sure which one came up with the ball, but one of them did. But both of them are kind of looking at make sure their bodies and everything's still in the right place. But big out for the Collins Hill Eagles.
That was the right fielder, Wiggins, that did squeeze it. And that's going to bring Doyle Baker to the plate, and he'll take strike one call. That wind playing havoc on that ball in the air. Like you say, Paul, normally that ball's an easy play for the center fielder, but it kept slicing away from him. And had the right fielder, Wiggins, not come over, I don't think they would have recorded the out. That probably would have dropped and gone onto the wall. Ball inside to Baker. Evens the count at 1-1. Here's the next one, and low and away. 2-1 the count. Will that one run off the bat of Doyle Baker, or off the bat of Lane Floyd, be enough? Collins Hill sends the top of the order to face the Rams in the 7th. Here's the next one to Doyle. Little ground ball towards shortstop. Hill up, guns across, not in time. And just good hustle by Doyle Baker as he just beat the throw ball.
Yeah, good hustle there by Doyle Baker to get out of the box. Kind of a short dribbler or slow dribbler towards the shortstop. The shortstop never really came up and aggressively came towards the ball. Kind of waited on it to get there. Thought he had plenty of time, but Doyle Baker's a good athlete. Got a little bit of speed with him. Was able to beat out the throw at first.
And Doyle with an infield hit. That'll bring Brandon Smith to the plate. Brandon fly to the center field, struck out back in the 4th, and reached first on the pass ball. Swing and a miss on the outside pitch.
Looks like Brandon decided to use the Craig Biggio hat, the model from the 1979, kind of a faded blue, as the pitch goes back to first base. Doyle Baker back easily.
Coach Joe Brassfield down at third. Coach Stanley in the house Allen down at first. And Cody Taylor will step off. This ball game is produced and protected under broadcast rights granted by Newton High Baseball and WGFS Radio, and it's produced solely for the pleasure of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of description of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of Newton Ram Baseball or WGFS is strictly prohibited.
I want to try that next time.
2-1 the count to Brandon Smith. Runner fakes, not going, pitch in the dirt, and I tell you, looks like somebody might have missed a sign. Looked like Brandon Smith was swinging to protect, like a hit and run there, Paul.
Yeah, it looks like, and he's looking really closely at Coach Brassfield down there. It looks like you said, Bill, looks like Brandon received the wrong call or just missed the call. It looked like it was a hit and run, but nobody was going.
Well, Doyle faked the break and then went back, so it's kind of hard to tell, but that'll even the count. Now, check it. It's 1-2 now on the Rams second baseman. He'll have to protect the plate now. Cody Taylor. Wheels and deals. That's low and away. Once again, Doyle Baker faked the break.
Roderick Henderson on deck. Coach Brassfield giving the signs to not only his batter but also his runner, Doyle Baker, on first base.
The Rams have taken the lead on a long home run by Lane Floyd. Next pitch to Brandon Smith, and he's caught looking, and that's going to do it for the Rams in their half of the sixth inning. They do come up with one big, huge run. They did so on 2 base hits. There were no Collins Hill errors, and 1 runner left on base. We had 2, the top of the 7th inning. Your score is now Newton 6 and Collins Hill 5. You're listening to all the exciting action of Newton Ram baseball on your local leader for sports, WGFS AM 1430.
If you bear...
Hey, if you've chose to turn your dial to 1430 on the AM stations, we're glad you did, because we got one great ball game going here at Riverside Stadium where the Rams are on top of the Collins Hill Eagles 6-5, top of the 7th inning. Back with your play-by-play, Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey, and it is the 7th inning, last chance for the Collins Hill Eagles. They'll send the top of the order, and they're the ones that have done all the damage against Dustin Peck. It'll be Patrick Wiggins, Willie Asbell, and Brandon Cromack. Here's the first one from Peck, and good pitch, good breaking ball, fouled back by Wiggins.
He should be charged with 2 strikes there because he hit the ball, or he missed the ball the first swing, and when he came around, he fouled it off towards the dugout. So we're going to say 2 strikes. No, really, it's just 1.
Okay, Big Dog. Big out to get the leadoff hitter, and the next one down in the dirt. That'll leave it at 1-1. You don't want to face Mr. Cromack with anyone on base, do you, Paul?
No, he's proven that he's a pretty good hitter, and the Rams don't like to pitch to him, but was able to get him out the last time he was at bat.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and Peck with a good fastball that time. Evidently Wiggins looking for a little bit of an off-speed or a breaking ball way behind that fastball. 1-2 the count to the leadoff hitter. Here's the pitch from Dustin. And low and outside, and it'll go all the way back to the backstop. Lane's had to do a little bouncing around back there today, too, Paul.
Yeah, both these pitchers, Dustin Peck and also Cody Taylor, has thrown several balls in the dirt. I'm surprised the umpire hadn't gone back and got some new, fresh balls.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Dusty. Breaking ball. See you later. And a beauty. And forget about it. Wiggins couldn't catch up with it, and that's the first out of the inning, and that's a huge out, Paul.
Yeah, that kind of made Patrick Wiggins look kind of silly up there. Great pitch by Dustin Peck, kind of a off-speed curveball. I think Patrick Wiggins was looking for maybe some heat right down the middle. Was able to, he did pull the trigger, but he was way off sync, and good pitch there by Dustin Peck.
And that'll bring Willie Asbell to the plate, and Dustin bounces the next one up there.
You can't emphasize how important that first out right there is with a leadoff batter. Usually you're one of your fastest young men, maybe able to steal a couple of bases, but he's in the dugout. He's not going to be able to help you.
Asbell has been on twice. He reached on a strikeout in the first inning, reached on an error by the second baseman in the second inning, then grounded to the shortstop. So he hasn't really done much, but he's scored 2 runs. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Ground ball to Smitty. Up. One gets a big hop and throws. 2 outs. And the Rams are 1 out away from a victory. But who do they have to face? It's never easy. It's Brandon Cromack.
Yeah, he comes up there, and not sure what Coach Brassfield would do right here. He's kind of shifting his outfielders to play a little bit more towards right field. Him and Coach Allen are kind of moving the outfield that away. Kerry Gilstrap's going more or less dead center field, but really a tough batter in Brandon Cromack.
Peck brings the first one. And it's a strike called in the vicinity of the outside corner. Cromack with a long homer in the first, a long double in the second, and a fly out in the fifth to Doyle Baker. He's down 0-1. Peck's pitch. Strike. Oh, no. The umpire looked like he was going to raise a hand. How's that not a strike, Paul Dailey?
Not real sure. It looked like a pretty good strike there, but maybe the umpire felt it was a little bit high.
That's 1-1 the count. Here's a pitch from Peck. There's a strike called. About 6 inches outside, but that's a strike.
1-2 the count. We'll take it, right, Paul?
Oh, yeah, we'll take it. Sure, he's very liberal on that outside corner today.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Peck. Little bit low, and it bounces in the dirt. Good stop by Floyd. That'll even the count at 2-2. Rams 1 pitch away from their 15th victory of the season. Brandon Cromack waits. Here's the pitch.
Line drive, base hit to left as it'll get by Easterday, and Jarvis Johnson comes up with it. So it's not over yet.
Well, Brandon Cromack sure has done his job today, not only playing good at first base, but also getting showing up to bat 4 times and getting on base 3 times and going long 2 different times. One of them was a home run, one was a long double, but he's definitely doing a good job, and I think they're going to put a pinch runner in for Brandon Cromack at this time.
And we're also going to get a pinch hitter for the designated hitter. It's going to be Jorge Garcia, and we also have Adam Whiting running for Cromack. Here's the first pitch to Garcia, and that's a strike called on the inside corner. Adam Whiting running down at first base. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 7th inning. And suddenly, after that strike, Coach Brassfield comes out to talk to Dustin Peck.
As we look down the pinch hitter, Jorge Garcia, pretty sure that he was a defensive back for the Collins Hill football team. Some good speed, pretty big-sized kid, stocky. So I think Coach Brassfield's just going out there settling down his pitcher, Dustin Peck, and kind of give him a couple of instructions. Probably don't know a whole lot about this kid's batting ability, Jorge Garcia, but probably just telling him not to worry about the runner on first base. Just concentrate on the batter and get 1 more out so we can take it on home.
Dustin Peck. No balls and 1 strike. Facing Garcia. Whiting gets his lead at first. Peck will throw over there. Back in time is Whiting. Rams lead by 1. That came via the long home run by Lane Floyd. About all we know about Garcia is that he's a junior, pretty good size, 6'1", 195. He's an infielder and does a little pitching. Bats and throws from the right side. Here's the 0-1. A little bit low, I guess. That'll even the count at 1-1. Dustin Peck has done a great job scattering hits. That only the 6th hit by the Eagles. Here's the next one. That ball popped up to right field. Doyle Baker in, and that's a winner! That's a winner as Doyle Baker squeezes it for out number 3, and the Newton Rams have come away with another victory. And Paul Dailey, quite an exciting ball game, and came down to the end, and it took some good pitching by Dustin Peck to come up with the win.
Yeah, great job by Dustin Peck. Got in a little bit of trouble in the 1st and 2nd innings, but pitched his way through it with the help of some good, strong batting from the Rams, and just kind of fought his way through. And from the 3rd inning on, he pitched a whale of a ball game. And tell you what, that's got to build his confidence to go a complete game against a good team like Collins Hill.
And your final from Riverside Park is a very good one. The Newton Rams come out on top by the same score as Friday, 6-5. We'll be back with the totals and highlights and the WGFS Player of the Game right after this as we hear from our sponsors on your local leader for sports, WGFS AM 1430.
Welcome back live here at Riverside Park, where we got good news. The Newton Rams defeated the Collins Hill Eagles by a score of 6-5. With your totals, Mr. Bill Dolan.
Thanks very much, Paul Dailey. In a very snappily played ball game, just over an hour and a half to complete the 7 innings. The Newton Rams do a great job settling down and coming up with a win. Always important to get these wins in the region. That runs the Rams record now to 15-3-1 on the season as they head for another 20-victory season under Coach Joe Brassfield. Quite a game, and once again, after the first 2 innings, the Rams pitching and defense really settled down. The Collins Hill Eagles scored 5 runs. They did so on 6 hits, committed 1 error, and they left 5 runners on base. Cody Taylor, the starter, and he went the distance for them. He ends up taking the loss for the Newton Rams. They scored 6 runs, did so on 7 hits, committed 2 errors, and left only 2 runners on base. They talk about taking advantage of your situations, Paul. They did a great job. Dustin Peck, the starting pitcher, he goes the distance and gets the win. As far as the WGFS Player of the Game, several strong candidates. Lane Floyd, of course, hit the home run to win the game.
Kerry Gilstrap with a couple hits, couple runs scored. Jarvis Johnson a couple hits and couple runs scored. But Paul Dailey, who's the WGFS player of the game today?
I think it's pretty unanimous. We're going to go with Dustin Peck, the winning pitcher. He's going to pick up the win. He pitched 7 strong innings. He only walked 1, had 3 strikeouts, only allowed 6 hits, gave up 5 runs, but only 2 of them were earned runs. So by far, Dustin Peck should pick up the WGFS player of the game.
And Dustin Peck, our congratulations to you and also to the rest of the Newton Rams for another big victory. Well, Paul Dailey, we certainly enjoyed having you alongside of us, and sorry we got done so quick. I guess you got time to go do a little yard work.
Well, I tell you what, we can do another show, or maybe we can talk these guys into doing a double hitter so I can prevent me from doing any yard work. But I really enjoyed coming out here today. One of the things to see some of these guys I coached in football, to seeing them playing in another uniform, actually the same school, but just a different kind of a uniform, a baseball uniform. But Coach Brassfield's doing a great job with these young players and the tradition.
5 o'clock from this ballpark, Kevin Holden will be here. It'll be the Newton Rams, and then as soon as that game finishes, or 7 o'clock, whichever comes sooner, we will be at Eastside High School as the Eagles will be playing a game. We're going to bring both games that night, and if the Rams game is still going on, once Eastside starts during breaks, they'll switch out to me out there, and I'll bring some updates there. So kind of interesting. Might need you to help out, either Kevin or I, that night, a week from tonight, if you're going to be around, Paul.
I tell you what, WGFS is stepping up, not only covering baseball again this year, but covering 2 teams as well. And I know we try to do it during football, but I tell you what, you guys are doing a great job. And I know the community and also the county of Newton County, and also outside Newton County with Rockdale and Walton, and also Butts and Jasper County enjoy listening to good baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
All right, Paul Dailey, once again we want to thank you for joining us, and hopefully you can join in on another broadcast, and maybe we'll hear you during football season.
I hope so. Again, this is, like I said, this is the first baseball game I've seen this year. I'm not really, baseball was never my best sport, but I enjoy coming out and watching some good high school sports, and baseball we had a good time, and just a little bit sad it went so fast, but a big win for the Rams.
All right, that's going to wrap it up from Riverside Park. Good news as the Newton Rams come away with a 6-5 victory. We want to say thanks to a cast of thousands, including executive producer Brian Chrisman, who did his usual extraordinary job. And for my broadcast partner tonight, Paul Dailey, this is Bill Dolan saying until next Monday night, where you'll hear us from both places, see ya.